While some are still celebrating the holiday season in Omaha, it's all business inside DJ Sokol Arena for Friday night Big East women's basketball as Creighton welcomes in Villanova. Hi everybody, alongside John Schreiner, I'm John Fanta. This is a Creighton offense that has always been one of the top in the Big East, but tonight they face that challenge that they get year in and year out. Harry Paretta's patented Villanova D.
Oh, that's the story tonight, John. Villanova's defense, top 50 in the country in scoring defense. How will they slow down Creighton? And Creighton, how will they solve this defense? This is a great three-point shooting team in the Blue Jays, and they've been exceptional over their last three.
The Jays averaging 11 triples per game, but Villanova's not far behind, and a big reason for that is Kelly Jaycott.
Yeah, we're taking a look now at some of the players to watch here. For the visitors, Villanova, Kelly Jaycott, so versatile. Scores from the inside, scores outside. She can distribute a little bit. She's got 2 20-point games in her last 4. She will definitely be the player to watch for the Blue Jays tonight.
Jalen Agnew had that hand injury, but now starting to find her groove.
Yeah, and this team really missed her early on in the season. Part of the key to that rough start was her being out of the lineup. She's such a good defender, and she adds that second scoring threat to the offense. She'll probably be guarding Jaycott tonight.
That will be one of the best matchups to watch one-on-one in the Big East that you'll see this season. The Jays will be without one of their starters tonight. With more on Tatum Rembow, here's our sideline reporter, Sydney Lamberty.
Thanks, guys. So today the Jays are going to be without Tatum Rembow, sophomore. She is actually out with an injury to her elbow, happened in practice earlier this week. So the Jays definitely need to be able to pick up that extra energy that she brings to the court, those hustle plays, and it's definitely going to be a team effort. So hopefully they can bring that to the court and that she'll be back on Sunday.
Thanks, Sydney. John, how does that impact this one?
Well, it's certainly going to be a by-committee replacement, you'd have to think, for Tatum Rembow. There's really nobody off the bench that's going to come in and just take all those minutes, so it could be a few players trying to fill in there.
Villanova was picked to finish 3rd in the Big East preseason poll. Creighton chosen 4th. So who is that 3rd best team in the conference? We could start to find out that answer tonight in Omaha. Villanova and Creighton, the Wildcats and Blue Jays, are coming up on the Big East Digital Network.
Meet Fliz 1. It's tiny and complex, and to our research team at Villanova University, this protein may hold the key to new tests for breast cancer. I started this work my 2nd year at Villanova with a world-class researcher who is now my mentor and colleague. I stepped on campus an aspiring oncologist. Now, I'll start med school with a real understanding of the science behind the practice of medicine and Villanova's Augustinian values to guide me. Ignite change, go Nova.
Getting set for tip-off between Villanova and Creighton. With our keys to the game, here's Sydney Lamberty.
Thanks, guys. So the keys for the game for Creighton definitely is going to be keeping Gadeka out of the post. Last year, that's definitely what Villanova was trying to do, get the ball in the post, especially with Ali out right now. They need to figure out a way to keep the ball out, play some good defense. And then for Villanova, the biggest key will be stopping Creighton on the 3. So they average about 11 threes a game, so they need to get up on the 3, make them put the ball on the floor.
We are underway here from Omaha. Thanks, Sydney. Our officials tonight, Tiara Cruz, Brian Enterline, and Jeffrey Smith. Grace Stant comes up with the rebound.
Early opportunity for Jalen Agnew. Ran a set play for her to get that first three-pointer to go down. She just missed it.
Wildcats coming off an opening weekend split, a win over Xavier on Monday. 10 on the shot clock, and get used to seeing deep shot clocks. Now 5. Jaycott, rejected by Agnew. Doesn't go.
And that's just great defense by Jalen Agnew. Hit that in the open, that matchup between Agnew and Jaycott. That's your first taste of it right there.
2 All-Big East first-team candidates. On the shot clock now for Creighton. Here's Faber, guarded by Gadeka. A foul on Mary Gadeka.
Yeah, Audrey Faber's just so long, and when she gets going to the basket, she's hard to slow down. Gadeka tried to use that forearm to stop some of her momentum and got whistled for it.
Mary Gadeka, the reigning Big East 6th Woman of the Year, and Harry Peretta said she basically was a starter last year, just off the bench, as Faber hits it over Gadeka.
As much as one can start off the bench.
We'll be watching that all night as well. Faber and Gadeka going at it in the post. Gadeka left open, and she's short. Agnew with the board.
I like the defensive call there to collapse on Hahn. Don't let her drive to the bucket. Gadeka, a little bit of a threat from the outside, but definitely not as much as the other two in Hahn and Jaycott.
Jade Owens, the senior from Illinois, getting the start tonight. Faber short on the three.
Got Jana Tucker with the rebound there. She's almost a forgotten player in this lineup. You forget she's a top 15 type recruit out of high school now in her senior year.
Tucker, part of this Villanova lineup, one of the best defensive teams in the Big East year in and year out. We talked about Jaycott and Gadeka. Adriana Hahn is the senior who, if she gets hot, puts them to the next level.
Yeah, and just watch her for a minute.
Jaycott, get used to seeing that. We're even at 2.
And we're talking about Adriana Hahn, and she just plays with so much attitude. Just a real sassy type player, and it's fun to watch. She's got a lot of fire.
These two teams mirror each other. Both coaches saying that pregame about this matchup. Faber, over, stand, gets it to go. Audrey Faber has all 4.
And if you can't slow down Audrey Faber, you're gonna have a tough time beating Creighton because she can do it all.
How do you slow her down?
Yeah, you gotta put a big body on her, but it can't just be a lumbering big either. They gotta have quick feet.
Gadeka 0 for 2 from 3 to start.
See how Jade Owens can direct the offense. She's in there for Tatum Rembau, who Sydney told you was out injured. Jade Owens led this team in assists as a sophomore, but she's struggled with injuries of her own.
121 assists back in 2015-16. Audrey Faber is fouled and heading to the line.
A couple of strong offensive moves as you get a look at the starting lineup now. Jade Owens, Temi Sarda, Jalen Agnew, Brooke Kissinger, Audrey Faber. It's not the lineup that Creighton would have wanted when they started the year. Allie Green missing, Tatum Rembau missing, but they're going to go with that tonight.
Brooke Kissinger's who they wanted in Chicago last weekend.
They certainly did. Brooke Kissinger's really struggled shooting the 3 this season before. Wow, what a performance at 6 for 7 against DePaul, rather.
James with a couple of substitutions. Saunders, the freshman from Iowa City, checking in, as well as Olivia Elger, the junior, who battled injuries of her own.
Yeah, and might still be, and it's probably one of the reasons why she doesn't start. But she can, if she gets going, she's just like Adriana Hahn.
What can't Faber do? A deflection and a turnover forced by the star veteran.
Again, she's so long.
Saunders. No. Back to Nova.
Yeah, great move from the youngster. Puts it on the deck to go baseline. Athletic move in the air, but just couldn't quite find it.
There he is, the legend. Harry Peretta, 41 years at Villanova. Longest tenured head coach at one school in the history of the game. How about his run? He was hired at the age of 22, received $5,000 to coach the women's basketball program.
That's crazy.
Unbelievable. Stand. No. It'll stay with Villanova, and on the other side, the ever so young Jim Flannery.
Yeah, just 17 seasons now at Creighton for Mr. Flannery patrolling the sidelines, but there are a couple of guys that you know what you're going to get out of each of them. Harry Peretta is going to play defense, and Jim Flannery is going to shoot the 3.
Flannery looking for his 320th win at Creighton tonight. All-time wins leader, back-to-back NCAA tournament second-round appearances. Elger takes the charge.
There's some of that attitude from Adriana Hahn that I was talking about. She's not going to back down. You see the little bump early on leads to that, where she maybe thought Elger had gotten into her a little bit earlier on the attempted drive, and then drops a shoulder and picks up a charge. Keep your head.
Audrey Faber, it is her world, and we're just living in it to start.
That's the first three made by either team, and they're not falling for Villanova right now. They start 0 for 4 from beyond the arc. That's a big hit from Faber.
Audrey Faber 9, Villanova 2. Stan. What a start by Creighton's defense. They came in allowing nearly 70 points per game.
That's 0 for 5 from beyond the arc for Villanova.
The Wildcats average over 10 triples per game. Audrey Faber. Off to Elger. It's all Jays in Omaha.
Well, somebody besides Audrey Faber scored, and that's going to prompt a timeout.
Harry Peretta needs to talk. Creighton came ready for their first home game in a month.
Wow, what a start for the Blue Jays. This is some shooting performance they're putting on over the last couple of minutes. Faber with 9, and then Elger just put the punctuation on it with a big 3.
We'll be back right after this.
Family on 3, 1, 2, 3. Family!
One voice, one heart, one beat. As we say, we are one. You ready? Let's go.
This is who we are.
We are the hardest working group of people I've ever met in my entire life.
This is bigger than just the game.
You made the jersey better than when you found it. That means you left your mark.
That's the Big East way.
1, 2, 3.
Together!
The 2019 Big East Women's Basketball Tournament at Wintrust Arena.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Audrey Faber was on the All-Big East second team last season. She has the first team on her mind this year, John Schreiner.
I think so, and certainly she started shooting very well, 3 of 4 through the early part of this game, including a triple. One of the 2 made here in this first quarter by the Blue Jays, and there's the second one. And guess who she caught the ball from? Audrey Faber.
Faber's played a part in all 12 points, and she scored 9 of them. How much do you see the intensity rise from a player in Audrey Faber when Big East play gets rolling, especially?
Well, it has to be somewhat. I mean, you'd have to think that once you get into those conference games, and as they say, familiarity breeds contempt. So you'd have to say that the pressure's ramped up a little bit, because the easiest path to the NCAA tournament is to win your conference tournament. To win your conference tournament, it helps to be one of the top seeds, certainly going into it. So, you know, it's only early January, but these games are still very important. So the intensity has risen, and it looks like Audrey came to play tonight.
Villanova, a top 30 RPI team as well.
Well, there's no doubt that a win over Villanova would be huge, and it's a team that's 9-3 coming in. As we mentioned, a top 30 scoring D. They'd won 5 straight before they dropped that contest to Butler, and year in and year out, I mean, what is it? Looking for the 7th straight 20-win season for this program, and no slouch certainly out of Philadelphia.
The Cats came into this building 10-0 last year. Creighton handed them their first loss. Not a place that's treating them well. Gadeka gives Nova a much-needed bucket.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what they needed to do. The outside shots are not falling. Just attack the basket, put some points on the board, and start to rebuild that shooting confidence.
Faber. 10 on the timer for the Jays. Why not ride the hot hand? Big time board for an extra opportunity.
Yeah, it's a great rebound by Temi Sarda. She goes over top of Adriana Hahn to grab the ball and doesn't commit the foul. So many times in that situation you see a push.
On the back down. It's Turner. Scramble for it. Villanova comes out with it.
Right place, right time for Mary Gadeka, and it's good offensive possession to hold a lead for Creighton.
Mary Gadeka, bread and butter.
Now, what was it you said that Jim Flannery told you before this game? If Creighton loses, it'll be because of Mary Gadeka. That's what Jim Flannery thought. And
Audrey Faber could hear you.
Wow. I haven't seen Audrey play this way since, I don't know, sometime last year probably. But my goodness, if she gets going.
Audrey Faber's on a mission. 12 points in the opening 7 minutes. 4 of 6 from the field as there's 10 on the Villanova shot clock. Gadeka answers.
They found a matchup they like with Gadeka on Turner, and Turner's not stopping Gadeka at all. It's been too easy. It's 6 straight points for Mary Gadeka.
It'll stay with Creighton as the Jays move Owens back in, as well as Agnew.
Yeah, Gracie Griglione coming in there too. A little bit bigger lineup on the floor now.
Recognizing what Gadeka's doing.
Yeah, they got to find some inside defense.
You're watching 2 of the best posts in the Big East. That ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with Creighton. Tucker coming back in for Villanova. Raven James now guarding Owens, as you just saw with the deflection. Jays a near giveaway.
Well, the defense has really tightened up after the timeout for Villanova also. Blue Jays were getting a lot of open looks, but...
Elger. Back to Villanova, and the Wildcats have some life.
And this is kind of how we expected them to play. Don't know whether it was just legs off the plane or what it was coming into the arena, but it didn't look like that defense was settled early on, and they certainly dug in over the last couple of possessions.
It is the most challenging road weekend of the year for teams in terms of mileage. You go from Creighton to Providence, 3's off, and the Cats are 0 for 6. Esposito can't hit, but another offensive rebound. James.
Make it 0 for 7.
Deflection, and Villanova turning up the activity.
And they're getting out on those perimeter shooters a lot better. Faber had license to roam, it seemed, through the first 5 minutes of this game.
License to roam. He has a future in poetry, if you're not into it already.
I have a past in poetry, John Fanta.
Really?
I took a class.
So maybe at halftime you can share one of your poems.
Or maybe not.
I'm sure the crew could dig one up. These guys are smart in the truck. There's got to be one on Google. 4 on the timer. Agnew knocks it down. The Jays are 4 for 7 from 3.
There's no defense for that. I mean, just a face-up shooter shooting it right in your eye, and that's what Jalen Agnew just did right there.
A steal now by the Jays. Brodsky had it deflected by Tucker, but everything is going Creighton's way. It'll stay with the Jays.
And that's the freshman Peyton Brodsky getting involved in the defensive end. Does Villanova just look a little bit out of sorts right now? It doesn't look like they're completely settled in here at Sokol Arena.
It's been hard for them to do so. They have just 1 win here. It came back in 2015. 1-4 in this arena, and they said during their shoot-around, this place hasn't treated us the best. Olivia Elger just couldn't get the friendly roll.
Yeah, that almost went down. That would have been a heartbreaker because she didn't shoot it particularly well and almost got the bounce.
7.5-second difference between shot and game. James out to Herlihy, who knocks down Villanova's first triple. Bridget Herlihy, the junior.
How about the 16% three-point shooter knocking down the first three-point shot for Villanova? That's not a good start to the first quarter.
All things considered, Villanova would take single digits here.
No doubt.
There's 5 on the clock. Alger, ISO. Villanova comes up with the stop, but Creighton leads by 7 after 1. John Schreiner, the Jays were on fire, particularly from deep.
Shooting it well from the outside, Audrey Faber. 12 points in that first quarter. Nova's got to find an answer in the second.
Meet Fliz 1. It's tiny and complex, and to our research team at Villanova University, this protein may hold the key to new tests for breast cancer. I started this work my second year at Villanova with a world-class researcher who is now my mentor and colleague. I stepped on campus an aspiring oncologist. Now, I'll start med school with a real understanding of the science behind the practice of medicine and Villanova's Augustinian values to guide me. Ignite change, go Nova.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
One voice, one heart, one beat. As we say, we are one. You ready? Let's go.
This is who we are.
We are the hardest working group of people I've ever met in my entire life.
This is bigger than just the game.
You made the jersey better than when you found it. That means you left your mark.
That's the Big East way.
1, 2, 3.
Together!
The 2019 Big East Women's Basketball Tournament at Wintrust Arena.
The temperatures are warming up in Omaha in January, but you still see it is cold. It's still brisk outside. Meanwhile, inside, people are hard at work here at Sokol Arena. They're posting first quarter tweets because their Jays are up 18-11 after 1. I think I'll elect to be the social media editor tonight.
All right, go for it, John.
Rather than be outside walking the bridge. No offense. I like walking outside in Omaha, but it's tough.
Well, most January 4ths you don't like it, but today, nice day outside and
beautiful.
And we got some good basketball inside.
Let's send it over to Sydney Lamberty.
Thanks, guys. So I was just listening to Creighton's huddle over here. So they basically talked about how they just need to lock it up a little more on defense, boxing out key players, and just knowing who they're rotating to when the ball gets passed to shooters and who they want to play defense on.
Great stuff, Sydney. Raven James. Villanova's three-point struggles continue.
And Raven James, she's open and she's about 3 steps beyond the three-point line. You'd like to see her take one dribble. Just maybe bring it a little closer. When your team's shooting so poorly from the outside, you want to make the best opportunity you can.
1 for 9 from 3. It's Villanova's. There's 10 on the Creighton shot clock. Audrey Faber, 12 first quarter points. 3 on the time. Jays need a shot. Sarda, in and out.
Creighton seems to be really working the shot clock, and you don't know if it's because Villanova plays great defense or they're just trying to milk it with this lead.
Adriana Hahn, scoreless thus far.
Yeah, she's been real quiet.
Bridget Herlihy starting to warm up, heading to the free throw line after the foul by Owens.
Yeah, it's a total size mismatch on Owens, and she tried to exploit it. Wasn't able to get the finish, but she'll get some freebies. See right there, great step through, up and under, and Owens called for the push.
Bridget Herlihy, 4 for 4 from the line on the season. And it's all in the family, which is common in this Villanova program. Bridget's sister, Brianna, is a sophomore on the team. And yet to see her, but she could very well see some time in this game. Braintree, Massachusetts native. Her sister, Bridget, and her are best friends. I asked Terry Peretta, what's the dynamic like between them? He goes, sometimes I want to separate them. All they do is talk to each other. But you love that out of your sister.
That's right. There's no better team chemistry, is there?
None. Suddenly, Villanova within 5. Faber. Isolation. That opens up Sarda, who makes the Cats pay.
Now, Audrey Faber attracts so much attention, and when she starts going to the hoop, Sarda just sets herself up in a good shooting position to receive that pass and then finishes.
The answer by Herlihy. It's Bridget Herlihy, who has 7.
And she's got some size in there at 6'2", and might be a chance to take advantage as you're going to draw Agnew away from the basket to guard Gadeka. Who's going to step down on Herlihy?
Faber got a step. It's the Audrey Faber show. 14 points, 2 assists.
She's looking unstoppable so far, John.
Villanova has not had an answer for the star senior. Gadeka, tough, gets it to go over Faber.
So you've got Agnew guarding Jaycott, Faber guarding Gadeka. Adriana Hahn's been quiet. Is it Bridget Herlihy that steps up now? That's a good finish right there by Gadeka.
This one is getting good. We've got a foul on Villanova, this one on Bridget Herlihy.
And she's trying to work through the screen set by Brooke Kissinger and just runs right over top of the Blue Jay.
Creighton did once lead by 10. Work out to the early 12-2 lead behind Faber. Villanova has calmed the waters. Adriana Hahn's been scoreless. Mary Gadeka is making tons of noise. This time doesn't get it to go, but gets the extra opportunity.
Jaycott hasn't lit the world on fire either.
Grace Stan. Little short. Villanova just 1 for 10 from 3.
Well, you notice who's taken most of the three-pointers for Villanova. It's been players who you wouldn't count on to make at a high clip. Grace Stant, just a 31% three-point shooter. We've seen, various other players take and miss three-pointers that's contributed to that 1 for 10 start.
Both teams in a drought now. Bridget Herlihy is heading back to the free throw line, and what a rise the junior has made in this one, just averaging 4 points per game, but already 7 and a chance to get up to 9 here.
Well, that would match her season high that she got all the way back against Princeton early on in the season. So looking for that scoring option with a lot of them being shut down right now. Perhaps it is Bridget Herlihy.
I told you about Brianna, her sister, her best friend, on the bench right now watching. Has to be a proud sister. But that runs through this program. Harry Peretta's coached several sister duos. And how about this, folks? Mary Gadeka. Her mom was the Big East Player of the Year in 1988.
And Harry Peretta coached her.
Mom Lisa played from 84 to 88. Big East Player of the Year in 88, and now daughter Mary, a star on this team. Scramble for it, and the Jays will have it.
It was a nice backdoor cut by Faber. The bounce pass from Kissinger was there, but so was the defense. Gadeka right in the hip pocket of Audrey Faber made it tough to catch that pass. Blue Jays caught a break as the ball trickled out of bounds.
That three is short, but Sarda, look what I found. What's happened to Creighton's offense, John?
I think it's what's happened to Villanova's defense. They've just extended out. They're guarding the shooters much better, and they're not giving up inside buckets. Audrey Faber scored, if you remember, her first couple inside.
2-minute scoring drop for the Jays. Alger travels with it. The first Creighton turnover of the night.
Yeah, the first thing you have to do is guard the bucket, and Villanova's done much better over the last couple minutes of not allowing those Blue Jays to get into the lane and get in good scoring positions.
Big East Women's Hoops update. Top 25 matchup between DePaul and Marquette. Marquette leads DePaul 29-9 after one.
Unreal.
That is wow. That's a wow type of score, folks. Surprising. As Jaycott hits the three, Villanova's within one.
Jaycott finally gets a good look from the outside. Knocks that one down. And watch out if she gets it going.
To the point on Marquette DePaul. Marquette's playing without Alizea Blockton, the Big East Player of the Year frontrunner, and they're up 20 on DePaul. 8 on the shot clock. Jays really need a bucket. Sarda, an air ball. Wildcats on a 7-0 run.
The first thing you've got to do is watch for Mary Gadeka. They're going to try to hammer it inside, and here she comes.
Coach Schreiner called the set. They doubled. Esposito gives Villanova the lead.
Cold shooting no more for the Wildcats. Second quarter's been a different story.
Timeout, Creighton. Wildcats 10-0 run behind their defense, which has held Creighton scoreless for nearly 4 minutes. Suddenly, Villanova catching fire, and we've got a ball game on Big East Women's Hoops Friday night.
Meet Fliz 1. It's tiny and complex, and to our research team at Villanova University, this protein may hold the key to new tests for breast cancer. I started this work my second year at Villanova with a world-class researcher who is now my mentor and colleague. I stepped on campus an aspiring oncologist. Now, I'll start med school with a real understanding of the science behind the practice of medicine and Villanova's Augustinian values to guide me. Ignite change, go Nova.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Early, Villanova has flipped the script and leads by 2 with 3:48 left in the second.
And it hasn't been done because of turnovers. Usually when you see a big run by one team or the other, it has to do with one team turning it over a bunch, and that's not the case. Villanova's done this with their defense. They've just completely shut out the inside scoring, and Creighton hasn't hit the outside opportunities that they've had. And the touch has woken up here in Omaha for Villanova. They've made some shots, and now it's gonna, we'll see what kind of coaching job Jim Flannery has done in that timeout. It was after the break that Villanova really got things going. We'll see if Creighton can do something similar.
It was 12-2 Creighton. Since then, 23-11 in favor of Villanova. With more on the Wildcats, here's Sydney Lamberty.
Thanks, guys. So I was behind the Villanova bench listening to what Harry had to say. They talked a lot about how Creighton's doubling Gadeka and that all the people on the outside need to be ready and shot ready, have their toes on the line, and also communicating to her when their player's doubling.
Jays trying to find and answer this 10-0 run.
Tight man-to-man D from Villanova right now. No space anywhere.
3 on the shot clock. It stays with Creighton with 2 as Jim Flannery calls out a set.
It's going to have to be quick.
Faber on the catch. Ran out of time. Shot clock violation.
That's something else. That Villanova defense is hard-nosed, I'm telling you what.
Villanova just doing what they do best on the defensive end of the floor. Only allowing 56 points per game on the season. Shots long. But a steal by Adriana Hahn. Could not finish, though.
Oh, that's a heartbreaker. She did so well. Kept her eyes on the ball. Got in the passing lane, made the steal, and then just didn't quite finish it.
How does Creighton adapt to this man-to-man?
They're going to have to maybe set some ball screens and create some room for the shooters.
They double Faber, but the 3 doesn't go for Sarda, but that was better.
It was better. They got an open look from the outside, and throwing it in the post and getting that defense to collapse is one way, especially when it's Audrey Faber down there. But somebody else has to make a shot then.
Gadeka. Faber earns the stop. Jays looking to push the tempo. A foul on the drive.
And it's the freshman Chloe Dworick in there trying to run the point. Had a little run out opportunity and went ahead and tried to take it. Hahn just gets her with the body. And you saw that shot of Adriana Hahn coming away. Scowl plastered on her face.
This is Dworick's first trip to the free throw line of the season. And it starts with a make.
She'll be happy with that. Adriana Hahn got to go to the bench right now. And you can see that look on her face. She's not happy. Body language not real great.
Villanova's defense has been great. We are tied again at 25. Jim Flannery is telling us before this one that you really have to be committed for 40 minutes against Villanova, because if you let the door creep open, they're so attentive to detail.
Yeah, and the big lead might have had something to do with that.
Raven James knocking down the triple, an uncommon source of scoring.
She had been 0 for 3, but she was 0 for 1 on the season coming in from three-point range.
Mary Peretta must have told her to shoot it more, as it'll stay with Creighton.
But you know, back to what we were saying before is about staying committed, and I think Creighton might have started drinking their own Kool-Aid a little bit when they built up that big lead and just let Villanova get back in.
Audrey Faber up to 16 points on the first half.
And she's something else. Whenever Audrey Faber's on the floor, you feel like you've always got a chance.
Final 90 seconds in a back and forth first half. Just another night in the Big East. Raven James just 1 point per game and has a 3.
Got the matchup they want with Jaycott being guarded by the much smaller Dworick.
As Pacino is short.
And he didn't take advantage. They got the switch on the screen and got Jaycott on Dworick and couldn't find her again.
Jays could go extended 2 for 1 here, but they give it away instead. Still, with how slow Villanova can move it, maybe an opportunity for that. Raven James. And one for Raven James.
Raven James now 2 of her last 2 made shots, and a chance to extend this lead back out to 4.
The sophomore guard from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, getting some time to initiate. With Adriana Hahn having some struggles, James has risen to the occasion with 5 points.
And she did miss that free throw, but that's some sweet English she put on that shot off the backboard.
She gives Villanova a dimension that we typically don't talk about, some acceleration in the lane. A bit of a fast break style and some great handles as well.
Hasn't proven to be a dead-eye shooter on the season, but you'll take it. Whoever wants to step up.
With that foul by Villanova, that enables Creighton to hold it. And oh, could they use a bucket to take some momentum into the locker room, because Villanova has seized it. 5 seconds. Agnew. Short. Sarda is a warrior and heading to the free throw line.
Yeah, that was good toughness in there by Temi Sarda, as you said, John. She knew she's going to get hammered going up for that rebound. Down there with the trees. But creates an opportunity to score right before the halftime break.
Pushing home the first. Temi Sarda came in averaging just 3 rebounds per game, and in this first half alone, she's got 6. Not sizable in stature, but making quite the effort. 2.1 to go. That does it for the first half. Villanova rallying to take a 1-point lead into the locker room.
That's a pretty tremendous effort in that second quarter there by Villanova. Really tightened down the defense, and the shooting woes that plagued them ended.
Sydney Lamberty has Harry Peretta.
Thanks, guys. Hi, Coach. You guys had kind of a slow start in the beginning. You called that timeout. What did you guys talk about?
Sometimes it's as simple as making shots. I mean, I think we started out the game 1 for 8. So, and they started out the game something like 5 for 8. So we started to make some shots. We put a little pressure on their offense, and they started to miss a couple. And then the game kind of evened out from there. You know, kind of like once the game got evened out, then everybody's making shots on both ends. And I think both teams are playing relatively good defense. You know what I mean? But it's the bottom line is, for us, we just don't shoot the ball as well as they do. So we have to have a good shooting game to win.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Back to you guys.
Villanova outscored Creighton 19-11 in the second quarter. Back and forth we go in Big East women's hoops. Wouldn't expect anything less in this conference. Coming up, Megan Caffrey has a Big East women's basketball update from New York as Villanova and Creighton are tight at the half on the Fox Sports app.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Welcome into the Big East studios, the Butler Bulldogs guard Whitney Jennings and center Tori Schickel. Thank you so much for joining me, and Happy New Year.
Absolutely, Happy New Year.
With wins over Villanova and Georgetown this weekend, your team is off to your first ever 2-0 start in conference play. How does this undefeated start show the growth of this Butler squad?
Yeah, I mean, I think we had a great non-conference, so we're excited to, start Big East play 2-0. But, I think it just goes back to the standards we set, following the end of last season and in the summer and the fall and how hard we've been working. So we're excited to see all of that, paying off, and you're just hoping to continue that as the year goes along.
What were those standards that you set?
I think coming in every day and just working as hard as you could. I think, starting conditioning last spring, we knew we wanted to be the most conditioned team out there every single day. We really wanted to work on some of our weaknesses individually, and then coming together and, switch up kind of some of the things that we were doing defensively and making that a focus for us coming into our games, and then offensively just doing what we do every day.
Those 2 games were road games that you won this weekend. So how does a road sweep in the Big East set the precedent for what's to come of this team in conference play?
Yeah, I think we're an experienced team. We start 3 seniors and 2 juniors. So I think having that experience, and we've been through this, the Big East season is a grind, but we know that we're very capable of going on the road and getting 2 wins in a weekend. So, yeah, I think knowing we're confident in that and our experience and, how much growth we've had over the last couple of years.
With all of that experience, there's a lot of chemistry on your team too. How would you describe the chemistry amongst yourselves?
I think right now, it's just really fun. We're all trying to keep it really light. We're really close with each other. The locker room's a lot of fun right now. Obviously winning helps that a lot, but it's just a fun environment to be around. And I think, it's one of the first times that everyone on our team has clicked really well. So we're just excited in the direction that we're going and to have fun with each other every single day.
Who on the team keeps it the lightest?
Oh, I'd say probably Kat Strong. She's pretty much clowns around a lot, but she knows when to take it seriously too. But she's fun to have around.
We actually have quite a few characters.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's a fun atmosphere, and I think one thing that's really helped our success is we're just really invested in each other, and I don't know. I just think when everyone cares about everyone, and you're so happy to see Tori score 20 or Michelle score 20 or whatever, as long as we get the win at the end of the night, it's a happy locker room for sure.
Coach Godlewski talked a lot about your defense after these past 2 wins specifically, saying you guys really dug in. How would you describe the defensive effort that you've been putting into?
Yeah, I think that's really kind of what we focused on the whole offseason. We knew that was where we were going to have to dig in. A lot of times we can score on people, but it's if we can get stops, and that's really kind of what sets our pace for our offense. So, being able to dig in and get stops is really important for us. And then, basing it off of what we do instead of what other teams are doing offensively, and really just sticking to our principles is really important for us moving forward.
What do you do offensively?
Well, offensively, I think right now we're getting a lot of inside-out touches, which is really nice. They're doubling Will in post, which gives a lot of our other guards open shots, which is they've been knocking down really well. And just getting a lot of that ball movement and taking care of it and playing at our pace is really important for us right now.
Being able to play inside out is really what we want to do, and just taking care of the ball and making smart decisions. And we're really confident in that right now.
And you're home for your next 2 games this weekend against Seton Hall and St. John's. What are you looking forward to staying home this weekend?
Yeah, we haven't been in Hinkle since like the 17th maybe, so it's been a while. So we're excited to get back, play in front of our home crowd. We have 2 really tough opponents coming in, but we're excited for the challenge, and we're to build on our 2-0 record and see what we can do.
It's the new year, 2019. What are some maybe resolutions that you 2 have?
Oh, I think
I was asked that the other day, actually. For me, I would say maybe try to spend less time on social media and try to save money too. That's always a big one.
Speaking my language, yeah.
Definitely. I don't know. And I think for me, just always having that positive attitude in schoolwork and making those relationships, new friendships. I don't know. Just kind of continuing from 2018 and making it better in 2019.
Play for Big East championship maybe in there?
Absolutely.
Of course.
Yes, absolutely.
NCAA tournament,
NCAA
Big
training.
East championship. Those are definitely some goals on our horizon.
And now it's all about checking them off the list. Tori, Whitney, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Fun one brewing in Omaha. Villanova outscoring Creighton 19-11 in the second quarter to take a 1-point edge on the Blue Jays. John Schreiner and John Fanta taking a look at the first half highlights.
Well, things started on fire for the Blue Jays, and particularly Audrey Faber. She had 12 points in that first quarter. She was just lighting it up from everywhere. And then Erica Dacus started to take over a little bit and really were able to find her on the inside. Faber's scoring consistently throughout the first half. Just didn't get a lot of support around her for the rest of the first part of this game. Gadeka doing work on the inside. Jaycott got involved a little bit. But as we close out that first half, Audrey Faber 6 of 9 from the floor. The rest of the team 3 for 17.
Meanwhile, for Villanova, getting some unlikely sources for scoring. We saw Bridget Herlihy step up with 9 points, a team high. Yes, Kadeka had 8, but Raven James with 5 points. With Adriana Hahn scoreless, that has elevated the sophomore guard.
Well, Adriana Hahn has taken 1 shot through the first half, and it was that layup that she didn't make.
There's nothing better than this guy from the first half. He balanced a ladder with his mouth. He's the real MVP of the night thus far. Who will end up being the real MVP? Well, you're just going to have to stick around to find out, because we have a good one in Omaha. Second half coming up on the Big East Digital Network.
Family on 3, 1, 2, 3. Family!
One voice, one heart, one beat. As we say, we are one. You ready? Let's go.
This is who we are.
We are the hardest working group of people I've ever met in my entire life.
This is bigger than just the game.
You made the jersey better than when you found it. That means you left your mark.
That's the Big East way.
1, 2, 3.
Together!
The 2019 Big East Women's Basketball Tournament at Wintrust Arena.
Meet Fliz 1. It's tiny and complex, and to our research team at Villanova University, this protein may hold the key to new tests for breast cancer. I started this work my second year at Villanova with a world-class researcher who is now my mentor and colleague. I stepped on campus an aspiring oncologist. Now, I'll start med school with a real understanding of the science behind the practice of medicine and Villanova's Augustinian values to guide me. Ignite change, go Nova.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Time to look at the first half stats from this one. These two teams shot the ball similarly. It was really a tale of 2 quarters, because Creighton broke out to the 18-11 lead after 1, but then Villanova answered. And we know what they can both do offensively. You've got 10 assists for Villanova, 9 for Creighton. So pretty much the score, we're seeing that in the stats as well. What is Jim Flannery thinking? Let's ask Sydney Lamberty.
Thanks, guys. So, Coach, what did you guys talk about in that halftime when you guys talked to the team? What do you guys need to adjust in the second half?
Sure. Well, we need to keep trying to do a good job one-on-one on Gadeka, and the help's got to be the help we want it to be. Not, you know, a couple times we went off the wrong person, or we went when we didn't need to. So she's been effective against us. You know, on offense, I thought we just stopped. We talked about we got to touch the paint and then kick it out, and I just thought we stayed way too perimeter with our movement as the half went on, and we got some heavier minutes players, but we got to do a better job of putting pressure on the basket, kick it out, and then we got to continue to post Audrey. I mean, she's been effective in the post, so we're going to throw the ball inside her too.
All right, thanks, Coach. All right, back to you guys.
Well, I think Jim Flannery said it all right there. A big key to this second half is going to be that post defense. They got beaten up on the inside in that second quarter.
We'll take one final timeout and be back with the second half. Villanova and Creighton, two of the top teams in Big East women's hoops, and another battle in Omaha tonight.
Family on three, 1, 2, 3. Family!
One voice, one heart, one beat. As we say, we are one. You ready? Let's go.
This is who we are.
We are the hardest working group of people I've ever met in my entire life.
This is bigger than just the game.
You made the jersey better than when you found it. That means you left your mark.
That's the Big East way.
1, 2, 3.
Together!
The 2019 Big East Women's Basketball Tournament at Wintrust Arena.
Meet Fliz 1. It's tiny and complex, and to our research team at Villanova University, this protein may hold the key to new tests for breast cancer. I started this work my second year at Villanova with a world-class researcher who is now my mentor and colleague. I stepped on campus an aspiring oncologist. Now, I'll start med school with a real understanding of the science behind the practice of medicine and Villanova's Augustinian values to guide me. Ignite change, go Nova.
Getting you set for the second half. Villanova, they've shown their Harry Peretta toughness tonight, answering the bell in the second quarter. What do the final 20 minutes come down to, John?
Well, I think it comes down to finding a second fiddle to Audrey Faber's masterpiece that she's put together so far. 16 points through a half, but you've got to believe that this Villanova defense is going to make adjustments. You know that they will. I don't know if even if she goes 6 of 9 again in the second half, that's probably not going to be enough. Somebody else has got to step up the scoring effort, and for Villanova, just finding a way to keep that shooting alive. They can't go back to what happened in that first quarter. If they do, it's going to be a very long night for the Cats.
Creighton will start the second half with the basketball, moving right to left now. Audrey Faber starts right where she left off.
Gadeka was, I don't know, it looked like she was just asleep a little bit. Had to know that Faber is waiting for that clear out to come back to her left, and Gadeka was in the wrong spot.
18 points, 7 of 10 from the field for Faber. What a night. Adriana Hahn is short.
Then she looked at the official like she thought she got hit on the hand on that shot, but that one was, I don't know, almost felt like a frustration shot from Hahn. He's way outside.
Ten on the shot clock. Those two teams, not many stoppages. They're efficient offensively. As Owens buries the triple, her first points.
Jade Owens just 17% from beyond the arc for the season, but again, the drive and kick, Audrey Faber attracts a lot of attention. She's going to find open shooters on those plays. If they can knock down shots, it's going to be real hard to stop.
Adriana Hahn, now she's on the board for the first time tonight.
Another frustration three from Hahn, and she knocked that one down. Still has that scowl plastered on her face, though.
How about this for Creighton? Despite some of the second half struggles, second quarter struggles rather, it's the block from Gadeka. All 11 field goals have been insisted on. Hahn to Janet Tucker. Short, rebound by Agnew.
That was not a traditional Villanova possession right there.
Owens to Agnew, it's long, and a foul underneath on Kissinger.
And that's one that'll drive a coach crazy. You're 85 feet from the basket, and Kissinger trying to go for an offensive rebound in a battle she's probably not going to win.
Still very early in this game, but we've had 12 team fouls total. It seems like less. Both these coaches will say it. Sometimes in the fourth quarter, they've got to put other players in just to pick up fouls to get in the bonus. Adriana Hahn has turned on the light switch.
Yeah, she's awake now. Adriana Hahn finally got off the plane, and now this Creighton defense better watch out because it's another scorer that you have to guard.
5-0 Hahn run. Jade Owens says, I'm on too. She's looking like what we saw in 2015-16, 5 points.
That was a great job on the ball screen. Jade Owens read it perfectly. Hahn had some words for the official coming back the other way. Thought she got caught with a moving screen.
This is getting fun. Gadeka, yes.
And she's so powerful going to the basket. When she gets that momentum started, you just don't want to get in her way.
3 straight possessions, 3 lead changes. We only saw the lead change once in the first half. It came late. Creighton led for 17 minutes. 5 on the timer, and a foul. Hahn hanging on to Faber. Can't blame her.
No, and she's going through that ball screen again. And it's the same set they got her with on the last offensive possession for the Blue Jays. You see it right here, trying to skate through and gets the hook on the back. And frustration starting to build up on the defensive end.
Owens. The ball went off the official, and because of it, stayed in bounds.
Oh, that's a tough break for Creighton. That ball was headed out of bounds off Tucker.
Jaycott has 2 free throws. Wow, Tiara Cruz, the official, is in the way of the ball, and as a result, no whistle. Could turn into a 4-point swing.
Well, I mean, it's not even an issue if Jade Owens doesn't attempt an ill-advised pass, but even so, that ball's probably on its way out. Creighton possession staying at the other end.
Kelly Jaycott, relatively quiet, but she can get going in crunch time. Now has 7 points on the night.
Watch for a driving kick from Faber.
Agnew on the slash to Jade Owens, who has caught fire in this third quarter. 8 points in just 2 minutes.
That wasn't Faber that time, it was Agnew off the curl. Comes in and finds Owens in the corner. And suddenly Jade Owens is a spot-up shooter.
Filling in the starting lineup, so is Raven James. These are 2 players who average just a point a game. But in the Big East, you can assume nothing. James and Owens with 8 points. Faber's off. Somebody had to miss.
Somebody had to miss. Now we come back the other way and see Villanova's trying to create mismatches with Herlihy and Gadeka, running those 2 through screens for each other.
Owens jumps in with defense and forces the turnover. Just the 4th on the Wildcats tonight.
And it's something that Creighton just doesn't do either. So if you give them a possession, they're usually pretty efficient with it.
Agnew, right place, right time. Your giveaway. And now Faber throws it away off of Agnew's backside. Owens to Herlihy. Villanova slows it down. This is what they like to do. Methodical. Gadeka, no. Bulger keeps it alive.
Well, either team scoring in the last minute or so.
6 minutes into this third quarter. Tight one here on the Big East Digital Network. 8 on the shot clock for Agnew, who is fouled. James committing it, and the Jays will have it out of this timeout. Buckle your seatbelts. We have a fun one in Omaha tonight. Star power, 2 of the best in the conference. We're just getting started. Some high-level Big East hoops.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
Meet Fliz One. It's tiny and complex, and to our research team at Villanova University, this protein may hold the key to new tests for breast cancer. I started this work my second year at Villanova with a world-class researcher who is now my mentor and colleague. I stepped on campus an aspiring oncologist. Now, I'll start med school with a real understanding of the science behind the practice of medicine and Villanova's Augustinian values to guide me. Ignite change, go Nova.
We were just talking about boating down the river, and this is something that people do.
It is something that people do here in Omaha. Yeah, Missouri, it's a popular summer destination.
It is a beautiful area of the country, and if you've never been and you're watching this Big East Digital Network telecast, then you've got to get out here in person because it is quite the town. And Creighton basketball is such a prominent part of it in the Big East. Conference play has just begun, but we're starting to find out some answers. Butler, they get past Seton Hall in a narrow affair just now. So they're now 3-0 in conference play. And then on top of that, Georgetown, they earn the win over Providence. St. John's beats Xavier. No surprises there, but Marquette commanding DePaul in the top 25 showdown. John, how do you see the league playing out?
Well, as you said, we have number 3 and number 4, if you believe the preseason rankings right here. And I think you look at the scoreboard and the way this one's playing out, I think, you know, they're certainly right next to each other. Are they 3 and 4? We'll have to find out. But, I mean, Marquette looks to be the class of the league right now. We're seeing them really turn the screw against DePaul. And maybe DePaul with a little bit of work left to do now after losing to Creighton and you know, a couple games against Villanova coming up.
It will be very interesting. Marquette has 5 1,000-point scores. This is their year to make program history. They're looked at nationally as a potential Sweet 16, Elite 8 contender. That's their expectation as well. They'd love to take the program all the way to the Final Four. Alger. Traveled.
Yeah, just trying to create something off the dribble, looking for the drive and kick opportunity, but good defense, cut her off, and she had to pick up the foot.
Raven James came in averaging just a point a game. She has 8 tonight. It's put together a strong performance for Harry Peretta when he needed someone to rise up in the scoring column. James on the pull-up. Short.
Need some quality minutes out of Rachel Saunders here. She's been on the floor a couple of other times throughout this game. Hasn't contributed much in the way of offense.
Flannery says he likes what she can do offensively. Offensive rebound, Griglione. Saunders, there's the offense. She earns 2 free throws.
Yeah, now you got to convert them. That's exactly what was needed.
Rachel Saunders, 13 of 15 from the free throw line on the year. Contact.
It's an interesting lineup out there right now for Creighton. It's not a great start to the trip to the line for Saunders, but no Faber. You have Griglione, Agnew, Sarda, Elger, and Saunders on the floor. Interesting pairing that Jim Flannery's got going. Faber gets a little bit of a rest.
Sometimes you take the best player out who Villanova's playing so tough against. Maybe it opens something up. What a game we've got going here in Omaha. James couldn't get it to go, and a jump ball. It stays with Villanova.
That's a good offensive board by Jaycott. She was outside on the perimeter and just came flying toward the hoop. Watch this. Comes out of nowhere to steal that rebound over top of Saunders. Great hustle play.
Villanova has gone scoreless for the last 3 minutes. As Pasito spins off. Wildcats just 4 for 10 in the second half, but you wouldn't know it by the way they're defending. Creighton 4 for 8. 8 on the shot clock. Deflection and a turnover.
And a foul
on Agnew. That is her third.
And now Audrey Faber's got to come back in, because Agnew has to go to the bench with 3 fouls. And that was just sort of an unfortunate series of events there. As Agnew was making the cut, the pass got tipped on the way in. She couldn't stop before she ran into Hurley. Picks up that 3rd foul.
That becomes a storyline now. The Jays are the Faber and Agnew show. Gadenka called for it. 10 on the shot clock. 5 on the timer. Behind the back from Hurley. No.
Well, that's not her game, John. Driving from 20 feet out is not her game. She's a back to the basket turn and 1 post move.
Villanova has the lead despite going 4-15 without scoring. Gotten into a standstill in a quick 3rd quarter. We're tied. Temi Sarda.
Just a heady possession right there from Sarda. Gets inside against the bigger Gadenka, but just hesitates long enough to get her in the air and then makes a good finish.
7 points, 7 rebounds for the sophomore who was on the All-Big East freshman team last year. James. Kick to Tucker. It's long. 5-second difference between shot and game.
Probably going to run something for Faber here.
It has been a Big East war.
Certainly. At 42 all. Now ready to go to the 4th quarter. Can Audrey Faber put a stamp on the 3rd?
Sarda off the screen. Temi Sarda off to Elger with 1 on the shot clock. It's short. A foul is called. This one on Creighton. It is their 3rd team foul of the quarter. So no harm in terms of free throws.
It's actually might work out in Creighton's favor. The clock stops at 4.8, but now Villanova has to inbound under their own basket. They were ready to break out and try to get something going in the offense.
Raven James off to Bridget Hurley. We are tied after 30 minutes.
Wow, what a 3rd quarter that was. Back and forth, lead changes galore. What is the 4th quarter going to bring to us? Can't wait to see.
Final 10 coming up on the Fox Sports app.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
one voice, one heart, one beat. As we say, we are one. You ready? Let's go.
This is who we are.
We are the hardest working group of people I've ever met in my entire life.
This is bigger than just the game.
You made the jersey better than when you found it. That means you left your mark.
That's the Big East way.
1, 2, 3.
Together!
The 2019 Big East Women's Basketball Tournament at Wintrust Arena.
They're expecting temperatures to rise up into the lower 50s tomorrow here in Omaha. It would almost feel like early season Creighton baseball, maybe.
It might. Might be a little warmer than early season Creighton baseball around here.
Somebody call Ed Service. He'll get the team out to TD Ameritrade for a workout.
Get him out, Ed.
That'll be coming up in short time, but we're back with you with women's basketball as we take a look at the Big East RPI, 3 teams in the top 30.
Well, how about Butler at 16, not even getting a sniff in either of the polls, and they come in at 16, top of the conference in terms of RPI. Mentioned they haven't played the who's who of women's college basketball, but they've won. They're winning all their games, so that's got to count for something. And then Marquette, who we talked about, Villanova, who we're seeing here tonight, talked a little bit about DePaul, and St. John's is the team we haven't really hit on yet, John.
St. John's will visit Butler Sunday, 1 Eastern time, FS2. Looking forward to being in Indianapolis for that one. That is a measuring stick game for those 2 teams because the Johnnies are known for their toughness. Speaking of toughness, let's see if it comes out of Adriana Hahn and her Wildcats here as we're all even in the final quarter.
It's a rough shot from Sarda. She going up against a bigger player, tried the step through, and Jaycott didn't fall for it. Puts her in a bad spot.
Gedeka. Raven James has been the surprise of this one with 8 points. 6 on the shot clock. James with 3. Off to Herlihy, who lays it in!
What a great dish. What a great dish from Raven James. Looks like she's going to be taking all the way, and then just a little scoop pass over the top to find Herlihy, who adds to her season-high scoring effort tonight.
11 points for Bridget Herlihy. 2 assists for Raven James. Creighton looking for an answer with 8 on the shot clock. We've been deep into the timer all night. Audrey Faber can't get it to go. James stumbling. Hahn calms it down.
That was one of the worst shots you're ever going to see from Audrey Faber. It goes off the side of the backboard. But it was primarily caused by Herlihy just bodying her up.
Villanova trailed 12-2 from the get-go in this game. Hahn makes the lead 4 with the dish from Raven James.
That's such a tough shot. She catches the ball down low and she's almost directly under the basket. She has to get it up above her head so fast. Great job by Hahn.
Foul called underneath on Bridget Herlihy.
And she's confused. Bridget Herlihy looking around like, who, me? I didn't do anything. They never do.
Jalen Agnew back in with 3 fouls for Saunders. The Jays were out to the early lead, led by 10 just 3 minutes in. But since then, they have not been the same offensively. Alger stuck. 12 on the shot clock. Faber on an island. Gedeka guarding her. Agnew, hesitation. Pull up. Back to 2.
That's what you call an isolation. Creighton runs all of its players over into the right corner. They were all inside the 3-point line in the right corner. It just gave Audrey Faber 3/4 of the floor width-wise. She was able to find Agnew, who put it home.
Raven James, short. Creighton, when they have scored, they've assisted on it. 14 of their 15 field goals have been assisted on tonight.
It's offensive efficiency. And this is a team that prides itself on that. 23rd in the country in assist-to-turnover ratio.
Sarda, offensive foul called on Alger, who set the screen.
on a made three from Sarda. And the home crowd very upset about it.
What a turn in that possession against a Villanova team who values every single possession because they send the shot clock down to 10 on every time down. Or almost every time down as Gadeka's off. Off of Owens, who's unhappy. And now Tiara Cruz is hearing it after that call.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It looked like Raven James got her hand in, but I'd like to see that slowed down a little bit. Maybe she did just pull it away in time.
Tough on the deflection. It's a judgment call.
And it's hard to tell.
Fresh 30 for the Wildcats as Janet Tucker's back in. Been quiet tonight. Scoreless. Ten on the shot clock. Gadeka versus Faber, the matchup all night. And Gadeka wills it off the glass.
Audrey Faber got a hand on that ball. And Gadeka just powered straight through it, put it off the glass to score. Against most players, that's a block for Audrey Faber. Against Mary Gadeka, it's 2 points.
A 5-point swing after that offensive foul. Agnew. No. This stays with Creighton. It's off of Jacob.
That was great hustle by Jade Owens to come over. She knows she's not going to out-jump Jaycott, so she just tries to affect the path of the ball. Able to win that possession back.
Owens getting the start tonight. Tatum Rembau out of this one.
Yep, and she's done an admirable job.
Faber is heading to the free throw line. Gadeka with her second foul.
And just got the arm. The off arm of Audrey Faber. Gadeka made contact with it, and I'm going to draw the foul on that every time.
Faber's first miss of the night, 69% free throw shooter. It started 2 for 2.
And she's upset with herself too. You can't have Audrey Faber go in the tank now.
Back to a one-possession game.
I'm a big body language guy, John, and you've heard me talk about it with Adriana Hahn a lot tonight. Audrey Faber's got to flush that miss and get back to guarding Mary Gadeka now.
And now Gadeka backing down on Faber. Taking over this game.
Yeah, it certainly is. Mary Gadeka, 14 points now. She also leads Villanova with 6 rebounds, and she has 5 assists.
Creighton stuck again. Timeout, Jim Flannery.
Defensive intensity turned up once again for Villanova and spelled this 5-point lead here in the fourth.
Creighton looking for some Sokol magic. Stay with us.
Family on 3, 1, 2, 3. Family!
One voice, one heart, one beat. As we say, we are one. You ready? Let's go.
This is who we are.
We are the hardest working group of people I've ever met in my entire life.
This is bigger than just the game.
You made the jersey better than when you found it. That means you left your mark.
That's the Big East way.
1, 2, 3.
Together!
The 2019 Big East Women's Basketball Tournament at Wintrust Arena.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
March 9th to the 12th in Chicago. It's the 2019 Big East Women's Basketball Tournament driven by Jeep. All session tickets are on sale now. 100 level seating, just $50 per package. Courtside seats, $100 per package. And you can head to the Wintrust Arena box office. Of course, you can call the order at 773-325-SLAM, 773-325-7526, or go to bigeast.com/WBB tickets.
I know you'll be there, John.
Can't wait, because at the top of the storylines for the tournament would be a Marquette DePaul rematch for another year. It would be the third straight year. Having said this, the conference has parity as showed by Creighton winning at DePaul, so we could see that parity turn into March Madness.
Don't forget about Butler. They've started really strong to 2018-19, and certainly will be looking to get back to Bulldog glory.
Harry Peretta, how about the response from his team after trailing 12-2?
Yeah, it's been remarkable. They have played just hard-nosed Bulldog defense all night long.
Cats and dogs together?
Nah,
you're the
maybe.
poet. A foul on the drive.
They usually don't get along. Harry Peretta's world seems to work.
As Agnew heads to the line, let's send it back to a Jay who certainly knows how to close out games, Sydney Lamberty.
Thanks. So I was sitting behind the Creighton bench just kind of listening to Flan talk to his team, and he was really confident in them, told them that they still had this. It's a close game, it's anyone's game, and that he trusted his team. He also mentioned that if they are down towards the end of the game, that they were going to start pressing.
Great stuff, Sydney. Making her debut for us tonight and doing an outstanding job. Jay's going to stop.
A much-needed stop to keep this at a two-possession game.
Here's Agnew. Just 5 points on the night. She's been limited. Faber doubled and gets hacked.
And that's not great from Tucker. She's trying to come down and help, and managed to get Faber on the arm. She's in good position. She doesn't need to do it. She can just go straight up. Put Audrey Faber in the sandwich, and she's got nowhere to go.
We take our final timeout with 4:25 to go. Creighton sends Audrey Faber to the line, looking to rally. Harry Peretta trying to pump his team up in the closing minutes.
Meet Fliz 1. It's tiny and complex, and to our research team at Villanova University, this protein may hold the key to new tests for breast cancer. I started this work my second year at Villanova with a world-class researcher who is now my mentor and colleague. I stepped on campus an aspiring oncologist. Now, I'll start med school with a real understanding of the science behind the practice of medicine and Villanova's Augustinian values to guide me. Ignite change, go Nova.
Family on three, 1, 2, 3. Family!
One voice, one heart, one beat. As we say, we are one. You ready? Let's go.
This is who we are.
We are the hardest working group of people I've ever met in my entire life.
This is bigger than just the game.
You made the jersey better than when you found it. That means you left your mark.
That's the Big East way.
1, 2, 3.
Together!
The 2019 Big East Women's Basketball Tournament at Wintrust Arena.
It's time to fuel your ambitions by taking charge of your student debt. At SoFi, we've helped over 250,000 people refinance their student loans, saving thousands of dollars. Now you can pay off your student loans faster and reach your goals sooner. See how much you can save in just 2 minutes at SoFi.com/save.
How about this little Jays fan? Perfect bow and ringing in the new year with some Creighton women's basketball.
They start them young around here, John.
That's what it's all about in Omaha. Maybe some future Jays in the stands. pumped up to try to see a rally. All the kids out tonight. It's a Friday night. And look at that little guy to the right. He's just, who knows what's on it. Look at it.
Oh, he's got some groove.
Yeah, he does.
Groove. That's the quiet cool, John.
I like that. Did you have that as a kid?
No, I didn't. I didn't have any cool. I had zero cool.
Come on. That's right. You were a poet. Just kidding. Faber makes the first. I got to tell Donnie Barnes, when you're back with him, you know, maybe you can get one in the works before the season ends. They should have capitalized on the holiday season with you.
Oh, there you go.
Faber 1 for 2.
Again, 50% from the line for the trip. And in clutch situations, scoring with the clock stop is huge. Blue Jays not making the most of the opportunity.
Creighton has scored just 4 points in 6 minutes of this fourth quarter. Villanova, back to Kadeka, traveled with it. Just the 5th turnover of the night.
She wanted a foul, and I think she might have a case, John. As she was backing in, I thought Sarda got her with the body. Watch right here, she puts the hip in. I think you could see that called.
Offensive foul on Owens, who pushed off of Hahn.
Those two have been getting a little pushy all night long. This time it goes against Jade Owens.
They know each other well, both veterans in this conference. These matchups can bring out the intensity. Villanova's only scored 8 points in the fourth quarter, but they forced only 4 Creighton points. This is Villanova basketball. Esposito blocked by Agnew.
Whoa, what a recovery by Agnew. She was out of the play and got back in it somehow.
They're looking to isolate Faber. Offensive foul called on Audrey Faber.
Whoa, 2 trips, 2 offensive fouls. That, if Jim Flannery's collar isn't getting a little bit hot right now, I'd be surprised. See if we can see what happened. And just got the elbow up around the head area. You're never gonna get away with that.
So, 3 minutes to go here from Omaha. Villanova trailed 12-2 out of the gates. They have responded emphatically throughout. Deka. Esposito is long, but an offensive rebound by Villanova.
That would be exactly what Harry Peretta wanted right there. You never want to see a missed shot, but if you can miss it and get it back and restart that 30-second clock. Backbreaker.
Hahn, no. Hahn goes flying near the stands. Creighton has 5 on 4. Owens for 3, short. Creighton just 4 points in this fourth quarter as Harry Peretta wants to talk.
4 points isn't enough in a quarter.
But that's Villanova basketball.
It certainly is. They've been really good. Can't say enough about the job they've done. Shutting down Jalen Agnew and Audrey Faber here in this fourth quarter. And really, Agnew throughout the whole game. She's just 2 for 6. But they've done a nice, after Audrey Faber exploded for 16 first half points, she's got just 4 since the break.
That's the game changer. Jim Flannery told us before this one that Harry Peretta finds matchups offensively and defensively, and he'll stick with them until you find a formula to break through. But Jim said when you're going up against a 41-year head coach, he knows what matchups to stick with, and sometimes they're impossible to find a formula to face.
Yeah, he just knows all the algorithms at this point.
So on that note, 2-possession game. Creighton, with how slow Villanova plays, can't really afford to give up much more. Gedeka with 5 on the timer now. Villanova has to hurry. Adriana Hahn, big time shot.
Wow, a head fake from 30 feet out. So smart from Adriana Hahn. Just gets the little hesitation from the defender and creates enough space. She's never going to shoot it from out there.
All 9 of Hahn's points have come in the second half. Elger. It's a 3-point game.
You had to have that one from Elger. And she just said bottoms to that one.
Oh my. Olivia Elger, when her team needed it the most, delivers the triple. And it's back to a 1-possession game with 1:32 to go. Jim Flannery said to Sydney Lamberty that his team would look to press down the stretch.
Yeah, that's an interesting call because Hahn is so great with the basketball. I mean, quick hands, quick feet. She's a tough guard to press in the backcourt. So I think if they're going to press, they're going to have to deny Hahn the ball because she's a press breaker by herself. She's just so fast with the ball.
As is Raven James,
As is Raven James. And Harry Peretta, knowing that they're probably going to the press, makes the experienced call of putting in another quick guard.
Dake ends up with the ball, and Creighton backs off.
Interesting. They were pressing to try and get a 5-second call, and that's it.
Hahn, so clutch throughout her career. Guarded by Sarda. 10 on the shot clock. Hahn, no. Creighton in transition with numbers. Sarda, everything but the finish.
She was just bothered by Tucker's length. She could feel that wingspan looming above her head. He tried to shoot it, but came too far across the basket.
Now it's Raven James with it. The surprise of the night with 8 points and 3 assists. Harry Peretta calls time.
Interesting. You wouldn't expect the team with the lead to call the timeout here and stop the clock for the other team.
Each team with 1 timeout left, 9 seconds on the shot clock. What are you drawing up here if you're the Wildcats?
Well, you don't want to take anything from the outside and risk a long rebound and a run out the other way. So you'd have to imagine that it's something inside with Gadeka. Maybe you get Herlihy back in. She was really good in that second quarter. Bridget Herlihy. If they're both on the floor, I would expect the ball to end up in the hands of one of those two.
We came into tonight talking about Villanova getting picked 3rd in the Big East preseason poll, Creighton 4th, and the question that a lot of the coaches are asking is who's the 3rd best team in the conference? They'll ask the broadcasters who see the different teams.
Yeah, certainly.
And we all come out a little perplexed because that question still doesn't have an answer. But the way Villanova has fought on the road, they're 1-4 in this building before tonight. What a statement.
Yeah, they've certainly got the triplets with Gadeka, Hahn, and Jaycott. Very tough to stop all 3 night in and night out.
The fire from Harry Peretta. Let's see what he came up with. They give it away!
Grace Stant missed the handle.
Peretta is in disbelief. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Peretta can't believe it. Creighton.
What a giveaway.
Just the 6th of the night, so unlike Nova. Timeout, Jim Flannery. That is his final timeout. Let's counter it now. Do you need a 3?
25.9. I don't think so. No, I think you just have to score and make it a 1-point game at worst, and then you can trade 2 for 1 if you need to down the stretch.
When looking at Villanova on the season, they are only shooting 68% from the free throw line as a team. Tonight, they are 6 for 7, 86%.
I think on this play, and I heard something today, just today, said by Nick Saban, in big situations, don't think about plays, think about players. So So don't overthink yourself. Get the ball into the hands of your best player and let her do something with it, and that's obviously Audrey Faber. If she has an open look at 3, I would expect her to take it. If not, she's going to try to go to the basket and make this a 1-point game.
Welcome to Big East basketball.
There we go.
These two teams have the experience on the floor that's familiar with these situations.
Certainly, yeah.
The
Audrey
kids
Faber,
are loving it.
the leading scorer of this team every year that she's been in the building. Jalen Agnew's been a starter since she was a freshman. She's the freshman of the year in the conference. And you've got just that wealth of experience on the Villanova side as well.
Temi Sarda dribbling. Here's Alger. Takes, no, she botched it. She botched it. Olivia Alger botched a wide open lay-in, and Hahn goes to the line.
They had it drawn up perfectly. They worked Faber through a couple of screens to draw the attention. Got Alger isolated on Hahn, who let her go. And Alger couldn't finish it.
Oh, no. That is the epitome of brutality.
That's probably the game right there, John.
Such an unfortunate sequence. Hahn will head to the line.
Adriana Hahn, 72% foul shooter on the season. Not going to expect her to miss too many. And if she makes one, it just about does it.
You feel for Olivia Alger. So Hahn, so many clutch plays throughout her career, drilling the first.
The 2 made free throws almost definitely does it. 1 makes it almost academic.
Creighton can't advance the ball. They're out of timeouts. Harry Peretta yelling, no fouls. No fouls.
And no breaks from Adriana Hahn.
Sarda. Got it to go. 5.1. Tucker calls the final Villanova timeout. Not done yet.
I think Harry Peretta's upset about the clock. He didn't think that it started on time.
The other sequence is Harry Peretta said no fouls. He didn't say for his team not to defend.
They just kind of stood there and let Sarda dribble down the floor and take the uncontested 3, which she drained, and suddenly there's a faint glimmer of hope again.
There is. Temi Sarda's had a strong night with 10 points, 10 rebounds, a double-double for the sophomore. Here's a look at the clock. And the ball looks like everything's on time. Looks like everything's on time here as Villanova advances it, and Tucker will be the inbounder. Jump ball.
A jump ball.
But it stays with Villanova. Wow.
That could have been another huge mistake from Grace Stant.
They'll try again here. Tucker. Stant's foul, 2.6.
You're not expecting Stant to give up too many missed free throws either, 83% from the line on the year.
Grace Stant, a senior who has been inserted in the starting lineup. They love her poise. These are the moments for it. Creighton catches a break.
How about that?
It just came off the rim. And now, if you were ever thinking about missing it on purpose, there's no way you want to do that now. You want to make it a three-point game. Stant misses it. Owens off to Sarda. Sarda's out of time. Villanova survives. Braves, 54-52.
Wow, what a finish. Grace Stant with a key turnover late in the game, then misses 2 free throws. Villanova able to hang on for the victory.
The Wildcats trailed by 10 halfway through the first quarter. But then they outscored Creighton by a total of 19-11 in the second. And they held control of the game defensively from there, holding Jalen Agnew to just 5 points on the night, as Villanova moves to 2-1 in Big East play, as Sydney Lamberty has Harry Peretta.
Thanks, guys. Congrats on the win, Coach. Great game.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Yes, sorry about that. What adjustments did you make in the second half?
We didn't make any adjustments. We just want more isolation. And, you know, we're just trying to move the ball a little better. And defense, I thought we played a little bit better. And we made some shots, but then down the stretch, we didn't make shots down the stretch again. And we were lucky, to be honest with you. You know, but the difference was we were able to get the lead. You know what I'm saying? And once you get the lead, it makes the other team a little nervous.
Right, and it looked like you kind of slowed down Favor a little bit. Did you guys talk about that at halftime at all?
Yes, we talked about guarding her a little tougher, trying to get on her more. We also wanted to slow the game down a little bit more because we had a couple kids that were sick, and we just wanted to keep the game at a slower pace.
Well, thank you, Coach. Congrats on the win.
Thanks, Sydney. Great job tonight. John, what's this win say about Villanova?
Well, it says that they're a very tough-minded basketball team. It would have been real easy in that first quarter to just say, oh, another bad road trip to Omaha, pack up and head back to Philly. But they didn't do that. They came out in that second quarter, got back on track, got the lead, and never really looked back. It was a back-and-forth third quarter, but I think you got to give a lot of credit to Harry Peretta and that bunch for the toughness they showed, knowing their history in this building and how much they've struggled to overcome that 10-point deficit in the first quarter and come out here with a win. It's a big statement from the Cats.
Just Villanova's second win since conference reconfiguration at DJ Sokol Arena. The Wildcats head to Providence on Sunday. Creighton will host Georgetown at 1 Central Time on CBS Sports Network. For our great production crew, Sean Colligan, as well as Joe Willman, our sideline reporter, Sydney Lamberty, making her debut, and my partner, John Schreiner. I'm John Fanta. What a game and what a night in Big East women's hoops. Villanova edges Creighton in another thriller on the Big East Digital Network. Good night from Omaha.